Hey, welcome everybody to CP's Cards and Dice replay of the 1979 Mets. And we are right about to get the game started. It's the Mets at Cincinnati Reds, 79 August. Don't have the exact date. It's around the 15th of it's around the 15th of August, I believe, approximately. And I'll be honest with you, it's a tough little replay to get through. Mets are about 10 games below what they actually were, and they were pretty bad. They almost lost 99 games, so right now we're on pace to lose almost 110 games. Now, as you can see, I'm using a 10-inch iPad and iScore to keep track of my stats. On my left, I have a laptop, and I'm pulling up the 1979 Mets schedule to be able to look at this particular game and have more data about it. I use Almanac and I use Baseball Reference. I like basically Almanac a little bit better, just because I don't know, visually it's more appealing to me. But I use them both, and we're right about to get started. I'll go over the Mets lineup for you. It's Jose Cardinal going to lead off. In right field, Frankie Taveras, shortstop, batting second. Mazzilli, center fielder, batting third. Richie Hebner, cleanup at third base. Ed Kranepool, the Ed Kranepool, one of our favorite players, left-handed batter, first baseman, batting fifth. John Stearns, the catcher, batting sixth. Joel Youngblood in left field, batting seventh. At second base and batting eighth is Doug Flynn, and Kevin Kobel. He will be pitching and batting ninth. Let's see where we are in this game. What number is it? This is game in Cincinnati. A few games at Cincinnati. We just played the Braves. So this is game 100. This is game 119, played August 17th, 1979. The Mets at this point are 51 and 67, almost 20 games below. Actually, 51 and 66 before this game. 21 and 66, 15 games below 500. And we're about 25 games in the replay below 500, approximately. See what happens. We're going to use fast action cards in this one. So I'm starting to pull here. 5. That's a tough pitch. And that's going to be a tough pitch. Wow, on Cardinal, he has an interesting little tough section there. That's going to be a base hit. So a 33 on the tough section is going to be a base hit, line drive base hit for Cardinal. So he's on at first. Cardinal is not one to go, so won't be rolling for that. He had one stolen base. Won't bother with that. Oh, I still have, I'm grabbing the dice. Okay, here goes. Again, tough. A tough 38. Tom Seaver on the mound. Tough 38. And that again is a single. And we're going to find out using fast action cards. Line drive it to left. Runners advance one base. So Taveras singles Cardinal to second. First and second. So first two runners on for the Mets, and it's Lee Mazzilli. Now let's look at how Lee Mazzilli's doing this season. Just have to click on his name. Oh wait, I gotta get out of that screen. We'll click on Lee Mazzilli's name there, and then we're gonna get his stats for the season. Now I know Lee Mazzilli batted about 300 for the Mets in 1979. He was their best hitter. Here in 433 plate appearances, he's batting .330 with 21 stolen bases. He's got 12 home runs and 53 RBIs. In reality, he had 15 home runs, so we're right on pace to replicate a lot of his data. In reality, he had 34 stolen bases. Here we have 21. Fascinating. System works very well. All right, so it's first and second, and Tom Seaver's in a little bit of trouble. First two batters get on base. here in the top of the first inning. 10 now. It's going to be patient. And a patient 0-5 is a base on balls. So Mazzilli walks. So Tom Seaver's not showing his usual command. And it's Richie Hebner, left-handed batter. Hebner batted, what, about 260? Versus righties batted 291, so with 8 home runs and 300 at bats. 5, that's tough again. Tough 34, and that's going to be a double. Seaver's running into some tough luck. And that's going to be a double opposite field shot to left field, and that's going to roll to the wall. It gets by Foster. Foster in with it, and the throw to the plate. Around comes Cardinal. Taveras, throw to the plate, and he is safe. Mazzilli's going to stop at third. Oh, wait, all runners score. Here comes Mazzilli, and he scores. That's a 3-run double, bases clearing double for Richie Hebner, and the Mets are up 3-0. The Mets are up 3-0 against Tom Seaver. Not easy to swallow here. Not what was expected. Tom Seaver was 16-6 with a 3.14 ERA. Again, tough. A tough 54 this time on Ed Kranepool's card. A tough 54. That's going to be in the out range. So a fly ball to left field for the first out. Hebner back to second. Now it's John Stearns. That's a tough pitch. And an 85. It's going to be a grounded to short. Concepcion looks Hebner back, fires to first, and gets Stearns 2 away. Nine is patient. 88. That's a grounder again to Concepcion. Throws on the run. Gets Youngblood to retire the side, but not before the Mets and Richie Hebner. Richie Hebner hits a 3-run double and puts the Mets up 3-0. All right, it's going to be Kevin Kobel on the mound for the Mets against Joe Morgan leading off. Doug Collins, first baseman, batting second. Dave Concepcion, the shortstop, batting third. George Foster, the cleanup, left field. Johnny Bench, batting fifth. At catcher, Ray Knight, third baseman, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Hector Cruz. Right fielder, Paul Blair, in center, batting eighth. And Tom Seaver in the ninth spot. 5. Ballpark. Ballpark 58. Joe Morgan's a left-handed batter. And that falls into the wheelhouse. We're rolling for the wheelhouse against a lefty now. 1-16 is out of here. That's a 1-6. That's a 50. That is a 50. And that's going to be a ground ball pulled down the line. Richie Hebner throws him out. 5-3. 7, tough. Tough 69. That's a grounder to second now. Doug Flynn flips to Kranepool, 2 away. And it's Dave Concepcion now. Kevin Kobel was 6-8 with a 3.51 ERA in 27 starts for the Mets in 79. 7, tough again. A tough 22. That's a strikeout. Concepcion down swinging. 3 up, 3 down. Go to top of the second. Six is tough pitch. Tough pitch 78. That's going to be an out. It's a fly ball. Shallow center. Paul Blair comes in, makes the catch. Doug Flynn is out. Kevin Kobel, the pitcher now. He's a 9 batter pitcher batting card. It's a tough pitch again from 21. Tough 21, that's a strikeout. And with 2 outs is Jose Cardinal. Again, tough. 98. That's a fly ball to left. Right there's Foster, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. Much better inning for Seaver in the top of the second than he had in the top of the first. George Foster's leading it off against the lefty, Kevin Kobel. It's an 8 that's in play, and in play 34. And it's right outside of hit range. It's being lined and caught by Taveras. It's short. Hit it on the screws, but right at Taveras. Tough to Johnny Bench. Tough 76. It's a fly ball, shallow center. In comes Mazzilli, makes the catch, 2 away. 9 is in play. Ray Knight the batter. Ray Knight in play 61. That's a fly ball, deep right field. Back goes Jose Cardinal to the track and makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down. Again for Kobel. He retired 6 in a row. Seaver against Frankie Taveras. The bottom of the third. 3 is defense, so defense 45. Defense 45, we're going to find out. It's against a center fielder now. Range center fielder, a 45. Let's see what our center fielder, Paul Blair, I know he's one of the better. He's a range of C, and the 45 just hits the outrange. So that's a nice running catch by Blair in center field for the first out. So Taveras flies out to center. And it's Lee Mazzilli, patient, 31. That's a base on balls. The second time Mazzilli's walked. Mazzilli is a threat to steal, so we're going to see if he goes. We need a 5 or less. And on 2d6 we get a 3, so he will run. But unfortunately, we're running against Johnny Bench's arm, so this is not a good thing. Johnny Bench's arm is a 2. And this is the one time we are going to look at a chart here. He's a 2, Johnny Bench is a 2, and Mazzilli's a C. So C2 is fair. So we're going to pull a card and see what happens. Stolen base, fair is safe. Mazzilli steals his 22nd base of the season against Johnny Bench. That's how easy it is to steal a base here. You do have to get the jump though. That's the thing, which is kind of cool because that comes into, that's directly related to the base runner's ability to steal bases. So Richie Hebner with 1 out and Mazzilli on at second base. And we will be, it's a 9 this time. It's patient 58. That's going to be a single. See if it drives him home. And it asked me, question mark. It's a center field, Paul Blair. Let's look at Paul Blair's arm. We may have a play at the plate here. Paul Blair's arm is a 7, so not a very good arm. And Mazzilli running is a 7 as well, so 7 or less, he is safe. No, he's a 6. Mazzilli's a 6, so 6 or less, he is safe. Let's see what happens. It's a 9. He's out at the plate. Paul Blair throws out Mazzilli. And Hebner's a 6 or above. He goes to second. He is not, so he's going to stay at first. It's a single for Hebner. A single for Hebner, and Mazzilli's out at the plate. He's tagged out. 8-2. Well, you know what we could do? We could 8-4-2. Done. And Hebner's on at first with 2 outs now. So there's the pitch 6. That's tough. Tough pitch to Cranepool. A tough 10. That's a strikeout. Cranepool down swinging. High heat from Seaver gets Eddie Cranepool. Teammates for many years, those two. It's the top of the 4th inning now. I believe. No, it's not. It's the bottom of the 3rd inning. 9. It's Kevin Kobel against Hector Cruz. Hector Cruz versus lefties. At a 253. It's in play 44. It's going to be an outrange. That's going to be a pop-up to the left side. Frankie Taveras under it. And he makes the catch. Paul Blair now. Blair batted 163. 8 in play 09. In play 09. And that's going to be a line drive base hit for Blair. Blair's on with a single. pitcher spot, and pitcher's going to bunt. So Seaver's going to bunt. Seaver is a D bunter, and it's a potential error. A potential error on the first baseman. So we're going to check the first baseman Crane pool. Crane pool error rating at first base is a 5. So 1 to 12 is an error. We're going to pull a card here. It's a 67, so nowhere near an error for a Crane pool. So it's going to be a sacrifice. 3 to 4. And moving up to second is Paul Blair. All right, 2 outs. Blair at second base. Joe Morgan. Joe Morgan grounded out in his first at bat. He's a left-handed batter. 10. Patient. A patient 45 is going to be a base on balls. Time run is at the plate now. In Dave Collins. Dave Collins versus lefty batted .317 and 161 at bats. 2. Wheelhouse. Collins wheelhouse. 1 to 5 is a home run. We roll a 29. And that's going to be a single. Runners advance 1 base, but with 2 outs, Paul Blair is going to score because he's a 6 or better. Oh no, he's a 5, so he does not score. They hold him up at third base. Holy moly! Bases are now loaded. Bases are now loaded, and it's Dave Concepcion who batted .296 versus lefties and 216 at bats. Here's the pitch from Kobel. It's a 5. That's ballpark. 75 is going to be out of range, ballpark range, in play. 13 in play against a lefty. It's going to be a single. Hard grounder into left field. Runner on first advances 2 bases. So the score is going to be 3 to 2. In comes Blair, followed by Morgan. Collins is going to stop at third. So we have first and third now. 2-run single by Dave Concepcion. And we have first and third with Joe Foster, or George Foster, excuse me, at the plate. So the score is 3 to 2. We're in the bottom of the third. Kevin Kobel, southpaw, is on the mound for the Mets. Dave Concepcion's on first base. Collins is on third. And George Foster comes to the plate. Foster hit a line drive. I believe it was at Taveras in his first at bat in the second inning. So here's the pitch. It's a 9 in play, an in play 93 against a lefty. That's going to be a fly ball, line drive to left field, and right there is Youngblood and puts it away, and that retires the side. Hit it on the screws, but right at Youngblood and left. But the Reds pick up 2 runs, and after 3 innings of play, it's going to be the Mets 3 and the Reds 2. Now this is the start of the 4th inning. It's time to shuffle up our fast action cards, and you can see how quickly the game goes with the fast action cards. You can see that. I'm using iScore. And I was a croupier in Atlantic City at the Taj Mahal under Trump, who was an amazing boss, by the way. He only docked my pay 372 times for sneezing. Very kind person. Oh, what's going on here? These cards are acting up, not cooperating. You may have to dock their pay. All right. We're ready to roll here. Tom Seaver, top of the 4th. That's in play. In play 47 to John Stearns. And that's going to be an out. Ground ball, third base. Ray Knight up with it. fires to first and gets Stearns. Seaver with the pitch. Ball's in play. 24, that's a single. Ground ball through the hole into left. Ball that Concepcion just couldn't reach. And Youngblood is a threat to steal, so we're going to see what we get. 5, that may do it. Let's see what happens. It's a 4, so he does not go, does not get the jump. Doug Flynn, a 4 is tough. A tough 13, that's going to be a strikeout. Flynn goes after the high heat, the high cheese. And now it's Kobel. Kobel is a B bunter. He's going to bunt. Sacrifice hit to the catcher. Catcher picks it up over to the second baseman, covering 2-4. Hold on, let's back up. Undo. Youngblood's at first. Oh, no, he's not going to bunt because I just realized that was there's 2 outs. Alright, I thought there was 1 out. Alright, so let's just manipulate that. I wasn't paying attention. It's a 6. It's tough. And then an 0-1, a tough 0-1. That's a strikeout. And that retires the side. Kevin Kobel. Back-to-back strikeouts by Seaver. Go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Kobel against Johnny Bench. Alright, it's a 6. That's in play. And in play 40. It's going to be a ground ball to first baseman Cranepool, who flips to Kobel, covering 3-1. 1 away. 10, Patient 45 against a lefty. That's going to be a line drive base hit to left. And Youngblood plays it on a hop. 6 in play 08. And that's going to be a drive down the line into left field. And Knight is going to hustle over to third, second and third now. It's a double, a 1-out double here in the bottom of the 4th with 1 out. Runners on second and third for the Reds. And now it's going to be Paul Blair. So, Mets are in trouble of losing their lead here, potentially. So it's Paul Blair. Here's the pitch to Blair. Infield's going to be back. Going to allow the, it's still early, we're going to allow the, you know what? I'm going to bring the infield in. Bring the infield in. It's an 8. In play. In play 58. Oh boy. It's a grounder to second base with the infield in. I got to go to the infield in chart now. The infield in chart. Bases are not loaded. Gonna have to pull a number 2 to 12. And it's going to be a 7. Runner on third out at home. Batter safe. Runners advance 1 base. So it's going to be a fielder's choice to the second baseman, Flynn, to John Stearns. And it's going to be first and third now. It's going to be a fielder's choice. 4 to 2. He's out. Basically forced out at home. Well, not forced out, but tagged out. Advanced by batter, and then advanced. If I put tagged out, then it asked me to write who was involved in the tag. And I already wrote in that it was a fielder's choice 4 to 2, so it's kind of redundant, so I just choose, even though it's not a fielder's choice, I choose fielder's choice because it speeds up the process. And I don't know what it really says. There's a lot of writing here. Okay. It says Paul Blair reaches base on a fielder's choice, which that's correct. Okay, on the throw second baseman Flynn to catcher Stearns, Ray Knight is forced out at home. Now let's see if I do it the other way, what would happen, right? Okay, it's going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to be 4 to 2. That's done. But then it's going to ask me what happens to the runner that was at third base. Well, he's going to be out. And if I don't choose forced out and I choose, let's see if there's another choice. Miss base, hesitation, other, offensive, left base early. Okay, I'm going to choose tagged out. See, now it gives. I have to put in 4-2 again. Let's see what it's going to read though. That's what is interesting to me. So he's tagged out. He's tagged out 4-2. Runner that was on second advances, and runner is safe at first. Now it reads Paul Blair reaches base on a fielder's choice. Second base, Doug Flynn on the throw to second baseman Doug Flynn on the throw. Second baseman Doug Flynn to catcher John Stearns. Ray Knight is tagged out at home. Hector Cruz advances to third. Okay, that sounds about right. On a fielder's choice to the second baseman Doug Flynn. On the throw, second baseman Doug Flynn to catcher John Stearns. Ray Knight is tagged out at home. Okay, sounds good. All right, so there's 2 outs now, and it's Tom Seaver. Tom Seaver is a pitcher hitting card 6. That's a 5. That's ballpark. A ballpark 38 for a right-handed batter. It's going to be wheelhouse. So 1-31 is a home run here, and we rolled a 62. Boy, we got lucky. A 62 is going to be a ground ball, weak ground ball to Doug Flynn, and he steps on the bag, and that's the force. And that retires the side. So undo that because I think I ground out to 4, and that's it. Okay, steps on the back. But Mets get out of trouble. They had the Reds had runners on second and third with only 1 out, and Kevin Kobel got out of trouble. Tom Seaver is going to face Jose Cardinal. Let's keep it going here. 10. That's patient. Patient 31. That's going to be a base on balls, so Cardinal walks. Now Cardinal only has 37 at bats with the Mets in '79. With payoff pitch baseball, you get almost every player, which is kind of nice. Cardinal's not a threat to steal. 4. Tough. A tough 50 against a tough 50 now is going to be a ground ball to third base, and this could turn into a double play. Let's roll for a double play. It has to be less than 8. We rolled a 7, so it's a 5-4-3 double play. Round the horn, and they get Taveras by a step. 5-4-3 double play. Runners out at second. Double play. Done. Now it's Lee Mazzilli. Lee Mazzilli's walked twice today. In play 66. It's a ground ball, second base. Joe Morgan flips to Collins, and the side is retired. So big double play turned by the Reds here in the top of the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and there's some action in the Mets bullpen right now. It's a 7. Kobel's tough. A tough 54 against Joe Morgan. And that's a fly ball to left field. Youngblood there. 1 away. 8 is in play 22, and that's a single. Single for Dave Collins. Dave Collins has good speed, so he may run. Let's see what happens. See if he can get his lead. It's a 6. He's a 4, so he does not get that lead. He'll stay put. Dave Concepcion, a 6 in play. In play 20 again. This time is going to be a grounder up the middle into center field. Runners advance 1 base. First and second. So Kobel's having a hard time here. Here goes. 6 again. That's in play. An in play 39 to George Foster. In play 39. That's going to be outrange. Wouldn't it be nice if that was a double play, but it's popped up to the right side. Ed Kranepool under it. Makes the catch. So there's 2 outs now. And it's Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench versus lefties batted .283. 272 versus righties. So about 276 overall. Had 22 home runs. What a catcher he was, man. Anyway, one of the best. All right, Johnny Bench runs on first and second. Again, the Reds threatening to tie the game and take the lead here. 2 outs. Kevin Kobel on the mound for the Mets. Kobel's allowed 7 hits so far in 4 2/3 innings. Here's the pitch from Kobel. It's an 8. That's a in play. We need a high number. 0-9. That's not going to do it. The game's going to be tied. 0-9 is going to be a single. It says long single into center field gap. Runner on second advances 1 base. But Collins, I believe, is speedy, so he's going to come around to score. And Concepcion is speedy as well. So he goes to third. The game is now tied on the single, 2-out single by Johnny Bench. And we knew that was going to happen. It was just a matter of time. Here's the pitch to Ray Knight. That's a 2 wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 0-4. That's a deep drive to left field. Back goes Youngblood to the wall, to the track. That's out of here. 3-run shot. 6-3 Reds. And that's going to be it. That's going to be it for Kobel. Hold on, guys. I'm looking for the game on. I can't find this game for some reason. I just saw it. It was game 118. Okay, I found it. No, that's not 118. That's weird. Wait a second. Maybe it isn't 118. Let's see where we're at here. The Braves, the Dodgers. I don't see the Reds anywhere on the schedule. Okay, let me go back out of this game here. Confirm exit. Let me go see who the Mets just played. They just played. Okay, they played the Braves 3 games. Then they're playing the Reds. Okay, they played the Braves 3 games. Played the Expos. They played the Expos. Oh, okay, I see what happened here. I've got the... Alright. 118, there it is. No. Game 1 night at Cincinnati. Alright, here it is. Jesus Christ. Mets schedule at Cincinnati. Finally took me to the box score. Alright, now I got it. Who comes in for the Mets here? It's going to be Glynn. Ed Glynn is going to come in for the Mets. Let's find Ed Glynn here out of the plethora of players. Ed Glynn. He's in for the Mets, and Kevin Kobel's out. Let's go back in here. Score game. Kobel's out. Glynn is in. All right. So it's 6-3. The Reds score 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Take a 6-3 lead. Capped by a 3-run home run by Ray Knight. 7, that's tough. A tough 74 against the lefty. Glenn is going to be a fly ball, shallow center. Mazzilli running in, makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side. But not before the Reds pick up 4 big runs to take the lead, 6-3 here at Riverfront Stadium. Richie Hebner's leading it off now, the top of the 6th inning for the Mets against Tom Seaver. Tough 0-3. That's going to be a strikeout. Ed Kranepool was 0 for 2. 9 is patient, a 90. Ground ball, second base, Morgan, 4-3, out. Defense 47. Defense 47, it's a range to third baseman. Third baseman's range, Knight. Let's see what Ray Knight is, a D range. We rolled a 47, that's going to be a base hit. What kind of hit? Base hit, third base, it's going to be a single. Single for Stearns. He holds up. Nobody's running here for the Mets at this point, not down by 3. Youngblood 6, tough, a tough 0-2. That's going to be a strikeout, and that's all she wrote for the Mets in the top of the 6th inning. It's a 6-3 Reds lead here in the top of the 6th. Ed Glynn is on the mound for the Mets. Paul Blair in the box. 7, tough 63. That's going to be a strikeout. Oh no, tough 63, not a strike against a lefty. That's going to be a tough 63. It's a ground ball, second base. Ground ball, 4-3. Flynn to Kranepool, 1 away. Tom Seaver now. It's a 5. That's in play, an in play 55. And that's a fly ball lifted to shallow right. Cardinal is there. Makes the catch, 2 down, and Joe Morgan. Joe Morgan's 0 for 2. It's a 9. A patient 85. And that's a grounder, chopper to Flynn. Flynn up with it, flips to Kranepool, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Glynn. Go to the 7th, and it's that time again. It's that shuffling time again. So we're going to shuffle it up. So we are in the top of the 7th inning. It's going to be Flynn, the pitcher spot, and Jose Cardinal facing Tom Seaver. Tom Seaver becomes a fatigue pitcher in the 8th, and we're still in the 7th, so he's still good to go. He gave up 3 runs. Had he given up less than 3, he could remain fresh. Okay. All right, here goes Tom Seaver versus Doug Flynn. 4 is tough, a tough 94, and that's a fly to left. Foster's there, puts it away. Now we're gonna have Glenn. We're gonna have to bring in a pinch hitter here. Norman played in this game. Then Murray's going to come in as a pitcher, so we're going to bring in Norman. Dan Norman's going to pinch hit, and then it's going to be what did I say? Murray. Murray's going to come in to finish out the game for the Mets. Don't expect to make any more changes unless the game is tied or something to that effect. Dale Murray. Okay, so Dan Norman, I'm going to put him in there. He's going to bat. Here's the pitch to Norman, 9. Patient, a patient 67. It's going to be an out. Ground ball, second base, Morgan. Throws him out. 2 down. And now it's Jose Cardinal. Patient 95. Patient 95, it's a hit by pitch. So Cardinal gets plunked by Seaver. So 2-out runner on first. 10, Patient 83. That's a grounded to short. Concepcion flips to Morgan for the force and now retires the side. New pitcher for the Mets. It's going to be Dale Murray. Going to face Collins, Dave Collins, here in the bottom of the 7th. Patient 52 against a righty. It's going to be a single. Ground ball up the middle and through to center field. Collins is on at first. Now Collins is trying to get a lead, trying to take off. So 4, he does get a lead. And Collins is going to be a C. Let's see what it is. Excellent, safe, fair. Let's see, would he be fair because Stern's arm is a 3. So C3 I think is normal. C3 I believe is normal, and it is. So Collins is safe at second. Got under the tag. Got a stolen base. And Dave Concepcion, the batter, that's 4. In play 67. In play 67. It's a ground ball, second base. Collins is going to hustle over to third. That's a productive out. Round out 4-3 now. The Mets are going to have to bring the infield in on this. And it's going to be George Foster. Here's the pitch from Murray, 4. In play 35. In play 35 is lined and caught by the shortstop Taveras. Two out now. And now the infield is at regular depth for Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench is 1 for 3. RBI. It's 9. Ballpark. Ballpark 45 against a right. He's going to take us to Wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 1-26 is gone. That's a deep drive left field. Youngblood to the track, to the wall. Looks up. It's out of here. 8-3. Reds. Johnny Bench connects. Ed Glynn. Dale Murray, wishes he had that pitch back. So it's 8-3 Mets here in the bottom of the 7th. Now we're going to exit out for a second and show you. We never put in Glenn officially, so he's not in the game officially, but we just go to play edit the game. And right after Seaver's done here, oh wait, we got to go to the 7th inning, bottom of the 7th. And it's going to start off Seaver, Ed Glynn. Okay, so Doug Collins, we're going to click on Ed Glynn there, a substitute. Visitor, and it's going to give us the chance to put in Dale Murray. Okay, and that's done. That's how you make that correction. Go back to score game, and where Dale Murray's in there, so Dale Murray gave up all the hits since the beginning of this inning. Dale Murray, he's the one who's the pitcher of record. Okay. We used the right card, we just didn't input it into the iScore, which that's easy to correct. And there's no erasing and so forth and so on. So that's a 2-run homer by Johnny Bench. Second hit of the day for Bench, and that'll be the 3rd RBI. Ray Knight now with 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Murray. Patient. Actually, Murray, now that I'm thinking about it, may be a he's long. So long can I can't remember how many runs a relief pitcher can give up. And now I'm looking for my, here it is. Okay, fatigue. So he's at 3.4 strikeouts, 482. Let's look for the fatigue pitcher card. 2 runs is the most I think a relief pitcher can give up. Fatigue pitcher card, 6 or more strikeouts. Nope. This is it right here. Nope. 0 to 99. Okay, 0 to 99. 0 to 99. Okay, here it is. The T pitcher card for Dale Murray after giving up two runs. So that's a 6, and that's going to be tough. A tough 0-8 at strikeout. Strikeout. Knight goes down swinging, and that retires the side. Not before the Reds pick up 2 more runs, lead it 8-3 now. Lee Mazzilli's going to lead it off against Seaver. Now we're going to pull Seaver. And for Hume pitched in this game. If we could track Hume. Oh, there it is. So Seaver's out, and it's going to be Tom Hume. So Seaver basically gave up three runs and 6 hits in 7 innings. So he does a good job. And it's going to be Tom Hume facing Lee Mazzilli. I'm going to turn on the fan. It's getting really hot in here. All right, we are in the top of the 8th inning. 8-3 Reds. Mets got 3 in the first, and they were leading at 3-0 until the bottom of the 3rd when the Reds came up with 2. Then the bottom of the 5th, they came up with 4 more, and they took it a 6-3 lead. Bottom of the 7th, Bench's 2-run homer gave them an 8-3 lead, and that's where the score stands right now. Lee Mazzilli, 6 in play 33. Right outside of the hit range. That's a line drive caught by Concepcion, L6. Richie Hebner. It's a 4. That's in play 76. Fly ball deep center field. Back goes Blair. Makes a nice running catch. 2 out. Ed Kranepool in play 57. And that's a fly ball, shallow left. Foster there. Tires aside, 1, 2, 3. Mets go in order. Murray against Hector Cruz, bottom of the 8th. 9 in play, 69. A 69 in play. They grounded a second. Flynn flips the Kranepool, 1 away. Paul Blair. Again a 9, that's in play 78. It's a fly ball center field. Mazzilli, he's there. And now it's a pitcher spot. And we're going to let the pitcher bat, Hume. Norman. Now we're going to have to go back again. Oh, okay. All right. Hold on a second. Let me put. He's gonna bat offense. Dale Murray 9. Let me make some corrections here real quick. Okay. All right. Hume is in there. And I gotta check something out again. I gotta go back because I don't know if I wrote in Hume into the game yet in that. Let's see, 8th inning. No, I did not. Okay, I did not write Hume in. All right, well that's easy to correct. Edit, home team. Hume is going to come in there if he's available, if he's written in there. There he is. Okay, done. Made that correction. No erasing. No covering it up. All right, Hume is at bat. there's 2 outs. We're going to let Hume bat. Now, Hume is a 5, so that works out. Here's 6. A 6 is tough. A tough 89. That's going to be a strikeout for Hume. And that retires the side. We go to the top of the 9th. Mets are down 8-3. Tom Hume on the mound. He's going to face Johnny Stearns. Stearns is 1 for 3. Here's the pitch for Stearns. In play 15. That's going to be a base hit for Stearns, his second knock of the game. And let's look at Youngblood's batting average for the year. Well, in reality, his batting average was about 274, 275. In our replay, just click on his name. He's batting 241 in our replay. He's got 9 home runs, 8 stolen bases. In reality, he had 16 home runs and 18 stolen bases. So we're about, not far from what he actually did. All right, here's the pitch to Youngblood. It's a 3, wheelhouse, 1-22. That's a deep drive, left field. Back goes Foster to the track, to the wall, looks up, it's out of here. 8-5 now. That's 2-run home run by Joel Youngblood, and Tom Hume wishes he had that pitch back, that's for sure. That was driven a long way by Joel Youngblood. It's going to be Doug Flynn now. 8-5 Mets. Here at the top of the 9th with nobody out. That's a 5. Patient. A patient 11. That's going to be a line drive base hit to left. Foster plays it in on a hop. So Flynn is on at first. And it's going to be Murray. We can get a pinch hitter now. And a pinch hitter. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? That's my question. And we're going to look at tomorrow's game, because the Mets actually in this game don't use many pinch hitters, because I believe, they lost this game, but they didn't use many pinch hitters. So let me look at the following day's game. I'm going to look at the following day's game to get an idea of who they were using as a pinch hitter, who was available on the roster, who wasn't injured, and so on. Okay, so the Mets, Ferrer, pinch hitter Flores. They're bringing Flores, pinch hit. Let's see. Gil Flores is going to come in, pinch hit. Where is he? I got 3 of these games I'm playing today. This is a three-game series. I play my payoff pitch on the weekends, blue defensive sub, until I go on vacation for about 10 days. Then I'll play with whatever I have with me. I'm not sure. I'll take one game. No. Okay, so it's going to be Gil Flores at the plate. Now, Gil Flores batted 200 versus right-handed pitching. 9. That's in play 87. And that's going to be a ground ball shortstop. That may be a double play. I'm going to pull a card here. It's a 9 or 9 and 6. You roll a 7, so it's in between those two, so it's going to be a fielder's choice. Fielder's choice. Throw it back to first, not in time. It's going to be a 6-4 fielder's choice. And Flores is going to be out at second on the foresight. Flores is out at second base. And it's Jose Cardinal now. Here's the pitch from Hume, 8. That's in play to 37. In play 37. That's going to be a ground ball to the first baseman. That may be a double play. 8 and 9, and that's a 7. It's a 3-6-3 double play. Ball game is over. Ball game is over. Final score. Reds 8, Mets 5. Mets had 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 5 left on base. The Reds had 8 runs, 11 hits, no errors, and 4 left on base. And now we're going to do the wins and losses to keep track. The win is going to go to Seaver. The loss is going to go to Kobel. And that's the ball game. And now we go back into the system and set up, add a game. Visitors the Mets. Home is going to be the Reds. Done. That's how quick it is to set up a game. Now I'll show you a little bit more. Here you go into score games. I'm going to show you the lineups. So what I do is I look at the actual lineups: Taveras, Trevino, Mazzilli, and Hebner, and I fix that. So I have Cardinal leading off, so I'm going to pull him because he's not playing in this game. So I'm going to knock him out. Pretty simple to do. And who did I say was bad? Taveras and Trevino. So Trevino is going to be playing. So I got to find Trevino. Here he is. So just pull him up. So it's Taveras, Trevino. Trevino is going to be the Mets catcher in this game number 119, I believe it is, or 120. Got to look. And Stearns is going to play, but he's going to play. Oh, he actually plays in left field. Wow, that's interesting. First time he's played in left field. He's pretty versatile. I mean, if you look at Stearns, let's take a quick peek at Stearns here. Yep, he played in left field there. Look at that. It's at the bottom, so he probably didn't play very much in left field. Got an arm of 8. It's a catcher with an arm of 8. Doesn't make sense. You figure he had a better arm than an 8. But I guess not from the outfield. Mazzilli and Hebner. Hebner's there. Then Kranepool, Stearns, Youngblood, and Flynn. Everybody else is the same. Youngblood's going to move to right. Youngblood's going to move to right field. Stearns is in left. And that's it. New pitcher for the Mets, and that's going to be Andy Hassler. Going to look for him and pull him up. Andy Hassler is towards the bottom. Going to kind of bring him up. Put him in the pitcher spot. P. Batting, yes, and that's it. So we double check. Taveras, Trevino, Mazzilli, Hebner, Kranepool, Stearns, Youngblood, and everything should be good there. Now we go to the Reds. The Reds should have the same lineup. Okay, Collins is going to move up one. Collins and Morgan are going to switch from what I'm seeing here. Collins is going to be a leadoff, and Morgan is going to bat second. All right, so Collins is going to be playing first base, and Dreesen, I guess, is not playing. Collins, Morgan, Concepcion, Foster, Bench, Knight, Cruz, Blair. Everything else stays the same. Those two guys switch. Bench, Knight. Oh, Geronimo's out. Cruz is in there. Alright. So our center fielder is going to be alright, so we got to get Griffey out of there as well. Griffey's not in there. I got to redo this lineup. I'm setting up game 2 lineups. Game 2 lineups, and Paul Blair is in center field. I mean, Paul Blair, I know him from being with the Yankees in the late 70s. And I know he was a Baltimore Oriole early in the 70s, but somewhere in the mid-70s ends up with the Reds. And Cruz is Hector Cruz. Never heard of him, but he's in there. He bats right before Paul Blair. He's in right field. Batting yes. And then Lacoste is going to be the pitcher. Mike Lacoste, there he is. And you got everybody with payoff pitch. I mean, I don't have to worry that I don't have any cards start printing out or anything like that. Everybody's available. So I can do the actual lineups, player for player. Shortstop, left field, bench, Knight, Cruz, and Blair. Bench, Knight, Cruz, and Blair. That's it. Done. Oh, let me go back real quick because I want to save that lineup. I'm going to save that lineup for the following game because it may be the same. So that lineup will be saved there for me. Alright, so then I press play and I'm ready to roll. I make sure everybody's got a position filled in there. Everybody's good. I'm ready to roll, and I just got to fix up the cards. And that's how I set up for the next game. It's pretty simple. I mean, I don't have to do a lot of writing or anything like that. It's just moving about players up and down into looking at the actual lineups and then just manipulating the players into place. The Mets I have to pull out Trevino here for the Mets. Trevino's going to play, and Mets are going to pitch Andy Hassler. Andy Hassler, I believe, is a lefty. There he is. Yep, he's a lefty. So he's going to pitch for the Mets. So we're going to put Hassler with the Reds, and Trevino is going to go into this Met pile. So it's going to be Taveras, Trevino, Mazzilli, Hebner, Cranepool, Stearns, Youngblood, Flynn, and it's going to be Hassler. And Hassler is a 1 batter, so we're going to have to get that out. Pitcher hitting card 1, number 1. There it is. And the Mets are up. Mets are up versus Mike Lacoste. Pull Mike Lacoste out of this batch here. Mike Lacoste. There he is, the right-handed pitcher. 350 ERA, 14-8. So he had a good season. He's going to be trouble for the Mets, but then again, everybody is trouble for the Mets. And everybody else is still. There we go. Okay, good. For the little change for the Reds, it's going to be Collins leading it off instead of Morgan. Collins, Morgan, Concepcion, Foster, Bench, Knight, Cruz, Blair, and Mike Lacoste. Lacoste is a 5, and we have a 5 card here. That works out perfectly. And we're ready to roll. We are ready to roll in our next game. So I'm going to stop right here and say so long to you guys. And the final score was the Reds 8 and the Mets 5 in the previous game. We're getting started in a couple minutes in a new game. Mike Lacoste versus Andy Hassler, 1979.